In 1513, the world was still a mystery. Oceans were unknown, continents were missing. Most maps were guesses, filled with blank space and fear. There were no satellites, no airplanes, no way to measure the Earth from above. Yet one surviving map shows coastlines with disturbing accuracy. Not symbolic, not artistic, but measured, proportional, and precise. Even more unsettling, this map includes land that, according to official history, no one had discovered yet. Not explorers, not empires, not civilizations we are taught about. This land was not supposed to be known, it was not supposed to be drawn, and it was definitely not supposed to be accurate. But it's there, on parchment, in ink, over 500 years old. This map doesn't just question history, it threatens the timeline of human knowledge itself. It's called the Piri Reis Map. And if this map is real, then someone understood the Earth long before we remember. The Piri Reis Map was drawn in 1513 by an Ottoman admiral named Piri Reis. But the most disturbing part is not who drew it, it's how he said he drew it. Piri Reis never claimed to explore these lands himself. Instead, he wrote notes directly on the map explaining that it was compiled from much older source charts. Some of these maps were ancient, some were copied many times across generations. Some came from civilizations that no longer exist in recorded history. In other words, this map was not new knowledge. It was preserved knowledge. Before we go further, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, because no one else can give you research-driven videos like ours. Because what this map shows next was not just unknown in 1513. According to history, it shouldn't have been known at all. And once you see it, the idea of primitive ancient humans completely falls apart. At first glance, the Piri Reis Map looks ordinary. It shows coastlines explorers were beginning to recognize. But when researchers compared it with modern satellite data, the shock was immediate. The eastern coastline of South America is drawn with precision. The curves match reality. The proportions are correct. This is unusual for the 16th century. Most maps from that era are distorted. This one isn't. Then your eyes move south. At the bottom of the map, a massive landmass appears. Not islands, a continent-sized shape. According to history, no one should have seen this land yet. No records mention it, yet it's drawn with confidence. This is where the map stops being impressive and starts breaking the timeline. So the question becomes unavoidable. Who knew about it first? That southern land on the Piri Reis Map doesn't look imaginary. It doesn't look symbolic or exaggerated. It looks geographic. When modern researchers examined it closely, they noticed something deeply unsettling. The shape closely matches Antarctica, but not the Antarctica we know today. The map does not show ice, it shows coastlines, it shows land features that are now buried under miles of frozen ice. These coastlines were only confirmed in modern times, using radar and satellite imaging that can see through ice. Antarctica was officially discovered in 1820, more than 300 years after this map was drawn. So how does a map from 1513 show a landmass that should have been invisible? Either the map is wrong, or someone saw Antarctica before it was frozen. And both possibilities destroy the timeline in different ways. The more scientists studied the Piri Reis Map, the harder it became to dismiss it as coincidence. The geography follows a clear structure. Latitude and longitude are not random. The scale remains consistent across different regions. This alone is unusual for the 1500s. But there's something even more disturbing. The map uses a projection method that only works if the Earth is understood as a sphere. This requires advanced spherical geometry, a level of mathematics that, according to textbooks, was not formally developed until centuries later. This means the knowledge behind the map did not originate in 1513. Piri Reis didn't invent it, he inherited it. And whoever created the original source maps understood the true shape of the Earth with precision. So now the mystery deepens. Who had this level of knowledge long before modern science was supposed to exist? Piri Reis didn't keep his methods secret. He wrote notes directly on the map itself. In those notes, he explained that his work was based on much older charts. Some of them were extremely ancient. Some were copied again and again over centuries. He even mentioned sources dating back to the time of Alexander the Great. Maps passed between empires, preserved by sailors, scholars, and libraries that no longer exist. Over time, the originals disappeared. Wars destroyed cities. Libraries burned. Civilizations collapsed, but fragments survived, and those fragments carried knowledge forward, even after the people who created it were forgotten. Which raises a chilling possibility. What if the Piri Reis Map isn't advanced for its time, but incomplete evidence of a much older, lost world? If the southern land on the Piri Reis Map is Antarctica, then one fact becomes impossible to avoid. Someone had to see it. Someone had to travel there. Someone had to map it. Antarctica has been covered in ice for thousands of years, which means if it was once ice-free, that window existed far earlier than recorded history allows. This places advanced observers thousands of years before modern civilization. Not primitive tribes struggling to survive, but organized societies capable of exploration and measurement. They understood geography. They understood the Earth's shape. They understood the world as a connected system. And then something happened. A collapse, a catastrophe, a reset of knowledge. History may not be a straight line of progress. It may be a cycle. And we could be living after one of those resets. The Piri Reis Map is not a rumor. It is real. It exists. It is preserved and studied. Yet most people never hear about it. It rarely appears in school textbooks. It's barely mentioned in classrooms or documentaries. Not because it's fake, but because its implications are uncomfortable. Accepting this map means questioning the timeline of civilization. It means admitting that human knowledge may rise, collapse, and rise again. History prefers clean stories, slow progress, primitive to modern. The Piri Reis Map doesn't fit that narrative. It suggests that knowledge can be lost, that entire chapters of human history may be missing, and that idea changes everything we think we know about our past. One strange detail can be ignored, two can be debated. But the Piri Reis Map has too many to dismiss. Accurate coastlines that match modern satellite data, a southern landmass shown before official discovery, advanced mathematical projection requiring spherical knowledge. Each detail alone raises questions. Together they form a pattern. This is not luck. This is not imagination. This is not medieval guessing. It looks like inherited knowledge, copied, preserved, and passed forward from a time we no longer remember. And this is where the danger lies. If this map is accurate, then history didn't begin where we think it did. Entire civilizations may have existed, understood the world, and vanished, leaving only fragments behind. And this map might be one of those fragments. The Piri Reis Map still exists today, locked behind glass, studied by experts, debated but never fully explained. It shouldn't exist, yet it does. A map from 1513 showing knowledge that history says humans did not have. Not guesses. Not myths, but measured geography. So the real question is not whether the map is real. It's this. Did ancient humans inherit knowledge from a forgotten advanced civilization? Or did humanity, once understand the Earth, lose that knowledge to catastrophe and slowly rebuild from the ruins? If history has missing chapters, what else have we forgotten? And if this map survived, what didn't? What do you think?